Hey guys, how we going? Mick here from the Hop Cartel. Quick video for the tasting of the grapefruit wheat. Normally I do a few 330ml bottles, stubbies, but this one's gone. All of it's gone into the long necks. This was a partial recipe using some wheat, some rolled oats, and Harmony hops, which is an experimental type hop that they bred exclusively for hop teas. They done a trial to see whether they could produce or grow some varieties that were exclusively suited to making tea out of it. But I've read up on, there's not much information around on the Harmony, but I've read up on the brewing trials used for those hops, and looks sort of promising. Like I say, there's not much information there, but I decided I didn't go too heavy with the hops on this one. I wanted the grapefruit to shine through and not overly flavour the beer with hops or wipe out that sort of wheat flavour. So I'm about to find out how this has turned out. I did have one about a week and a half ago. Wasn't sort of develops. This is very, very green, so might have been longer than a week and a half. To me, it was a bit green, so I decided I'll leave it a bit longer, and then I'll just do a bit of a review on it, rather than wait any longer. I did mention it to J-Man, another admin on World Home Brew Club, that I was looking at doing the review this weekend. I'm not real good at reviewing beers, but like we say, we give it a go, and that's what it's all about. So we have the 3 months glass, one of my favourites. I seem to like the stem glasses, the chalice sort of stem glasses more than the schooner glasses and glasses like that. I do like the my pint glasses, but I seem to drink from the stems and similar a lot more. Anyway, enough of babbling on. Let's get this beer cracked. So I'll just, before I do that, I did purchase a World Home Brew Club shirt exclusively to promote us as a home brew club. Got some good feedback at the beer festival, although it hasn't really reflected on the members that have come through recently. I thought that there had been more home brewers down there, that they'd sort of see it and they'd want to get more involved, and who may not have known about World Home Brew Club on Facebook. Thought that might have given them a bit of a kick along to head over and check us out. So like I say, that hasn't reflected in the numbers since then, but we've had a couple of new members come on board. The other one, thanks to Nigel from We Love Craft Beer, another Facebook group, club, whatever you want to call it, done an auction on their shirts just to get rid of some stock, and so he could refresh and get some ideas on what people want to see more of. Like beanies, caps, hoodies, shirts, 3/4 sleeve shirts. There's a few funny buggers within that group. There's people responding with they want to see We Love Craft Beer G-strings and stuff like that. But it's also another great page to get involved with. A lot of those guys are members of World Homebrew Club as well, so that sort of creates a bit of more of a tight weave amongst the two groups. So that one at auction was $5 for postage, and then the auction went for an hour or so. I managed to score this one delivered for $15, so not bad at all. So that was a pretty good hiss on that. A little bit of cannon smoke. Went a bit too hard on that one. It's 2 fingers, which is acceptable, I guess. Not very tight packed head on that. The top of it's tight packed, but obviously the rest of it's quite loosely formed. The colour, nice colour. I'm liking that. That's a little bit different on camera, but hazy. It's got a genuine wheat colour about it. Got plenty of wheat on the nose. A little bit of grapefruit there. A bit of alcohol on the nose. Let's top that up. Good carbonation. Well, the grapefruit's definitely there. The wheat's definitely there. The to me, it tastes more like a beer that's been brewed with a cold press fruit juice. Got a bit of cling, not firm, but excuse me. Getting a little bit of pine from the from those hops. I think it can do it a little bit longer in the bottle, but this one I brewed for obviously around the fire at Bathurst, which is coming up in a few weeks. The only problem is I don't like glass being taken onto the campsites there, so take a few of those, and hopefully the boys like it. Yeah, other than that, it's quite nice. It's definitely got the alcohol there, which is probably more due to the secondary fermentation. It did kick back up again, and it went quite violent for the secondary, so it may have that probably high alcohol from conversion of fructose, which should be quite similar to dextrose. And it's a grapefruit wheat, which I'm quite happy with. On another note, I put some feelers out in regards to doing an auction on World Home Brew Club page, just to see if I can get some decent response. It was a very low response, so I might put those feelers out again and see whether we can get more people involved to put some of these products up for auction. Like I say, it could be I'm thinking of doing a package, so it might be, you know, like 100 grams of one variety, 100 grams another variety, some hop hash, some hop oil, sort of whatever else is floating around there to do with hops. Might put a couple of packs together, similar to what they done with the shirts on We Love Craft Beer, and go for $5 delivery, $5 postage, which is standard postage, and whatever the product goes for. So it'll either be drawn at a loss, or I'll break even. One of the two. It doesn't stand to be much money made from it, which was good to see when they done the shirts. Sort of, you know, good to see how high some of those prices got for certain things, you know, certain styles of shirts that people wanted. So, you know, for those that aren't familiar, your hop oils. 10mm syringes. This one's the Moeka, co-named Limonada. They're great to play around with. Experimental brewing, keg editions, glass editions. So for those guys that have jumped on eBay and purchased some of these, best way I've found to use them, is my preferred way, is into an empty glass and pour your beer sort of on top. Now, you might start off at 1mm and think, oh, it's not enough, and then 2mm, 3mm, so on, until you sort of get to a level that you like, and then sort of work out what works best for each variety. But at the moment, there's a 3-variety pack going for those on eBay. So you'll have your Moeka, Nelson Sauvon, and Mosaic. It's 3 varieties. It's a 3-variety pack that I've put up on there. It's also a good idea to keep an eye on my products that I've put up there. Don't make much money out of it all. It probably allows me to brew for, you know, cheaply, and it also allows me to turn the product over quite quick and keep it fresh. So it's there's no real profit in it for me. Anyway, that's that. head on over, check out World Home Brew Club and the Hop Cartel. Those guys of you who do catch this video who are growing, I'm interested to see you come over and introduce yourselves on the Hop Cartel, and also maybe show us what your hop yard looks like, what varieties you might be growing, and where, if you're in Australia, wherever it may be in Australia, sort of what at this time of the year, we're just coming into the season, we want to see sort of where you're at, what growth stages, and obviously any dramas you might be having, any questions I think I can answer. There's other blokes who are quite familiar with the Hop Cartel who chime in every now and then. They've probably got a little bit more knowledge than me about of growing hops, but they'll always chime in. Another shout out to Aussie Hop Heads. This is another page on Facebook. Stuart, very knowledgeable. He's a horticulturist by trade, and he's got a small scale commercial hop yard. He's also looking at growing wasabi. They've got, you know, like a small sort of produce hobby farm going there too, which is, it's great to see. Always a shout out to Stuart, and also a few others that I just can't think off the top of my head. First names, but just not surnames. Also got their pages going out there as well, which once I've written those down, I've got more of an idea of the lines we're running, then we'll introduce those guys formally, what their pages are about, what they be growing. I know there's you've got Stuart down in Adelaide, and I think we've got Chris Meagner, correct me if I'm wrong, over in Western Australia. Also small scale commercial hop yard, or both those guys are looking at expanding. You've also got Brad Merritt, also another very knowledgeable blokes when it comes to growing hops, and brewing beer. I take all the information and response I get from those guys on board, and I can pass it on to whoever in the best way possible. So remember, like, share, subscribe, and catch us on the next video.